It's crunch time in Nigeria as the country steps up efforts to combat the coronavirus pandemic. But as cases continue to increase, the country also risks another battle, food crisis, as a result of post-harvest losses by farmers. Restrictions of movement in major states in the country meant to curb the spread of coronavirus is also leading to food shortages in major cities, towns, and suburbs across the country, and it is raising concerns. Nigeria's north, which accounts for majority of the food produced and consumed in the country, is gradually becoming the epicenter of the coronavirus. Transportation of food items has also become a major problem. Although transporting food and other essential commodities is exempted from lockdown restrictions announced in March by Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari in 3 states, Ogun, Lagos, and the country's capital city, Abuja, many food transporters are complaining of insecurity and accusing the police of extortion as they crisscross the country to deliver food items to major markets. These factors, the Covid-19 pandemic, insecurity, and alleged extortion by police, are driving up prices of essential commodities and food beyond the reach of millions of Nigerians. By implication, millions of Almajiri children who are in most northern states have also been affected by the rising cost of food items. Weeks ago, governors of states in Nigeria's north agreed to close Islamic schools due to concerns over the spread of coronavirus. These estimated 10 million Almajiri children, according to Nigerian human rights organization, the Muslim Rights Concern, depend on food handouts from individuals. But with lockdowns and bans on public gatherings in parts of the north, there are concerns over food cuts to these children and the most vulnerable in the country. Nigeria's food inflation stands at 11.4% as of April 2019. In the 2019 budget, 138 billion naira was allocated to the Ministry of Agriculture for food production and sundry needs. This amount represents 690 naira per Nigerian each year. Apart from rice, almost all the crops grown in Nigeria have remained stagnant at their 2014 levels, with little changes on their level of investments, technology, and models. Although the country recorded a good yield in 2019, there is still a lot to be done to meet the country's local consumption needs. Rice output was put at 4.9 million metric tons in 2019. Yam production was 40 million metric tons, while demand in the country is estimated to be 60 million metric tons. 42 million metric tons of cassava was produced in the same year, but the country has a demand of 53.8 million metric tons of the crop. 900,000 metric tons of Irish potato was produced in 2019 with a demand of 8 million metric tons. Sweet potatoes estimated production in 2019 stood at 1.2 million metric tons, while demand is 6 million metric tons. 400,000 metric tons of wheat was produced last year, but a demand of 4 million metric tons is needed to feed the nation. For maize, 15 million metric tons is required for the nation, but 10.5 million metric tons was produced in 2019, leaving a gap of 4.5 million metric tons. So, how do we get out of this looming food crisis? The federal government needs to announce a clear policy intervention during this pandemic to ensure sustained local food production and supply. Special palliatives such as agricultural insurance services targeted at smallholder farmers should be designed to provide for the needs of small and medium-scale farmers. A special community local produce buying and transportation should be arranged to buy produce from smallholder women farmers to ensure the food supply is maintained. Smallholder farmers should be exempted from the movement restrictions while observing precautionary measures so that they can go to their farms for work and transport their produce to the market. Grants, credit, essential inputs, early maturing livestock, improved seed and seedlings, and fertilizers, preferably organic, should be provided for smallholder farmers, especially women, to avert the looming food crisis. A standard operating procedure should be put in place for the security agencies operating across the country during the lockdown. The police hierarchy must put in place measures that will ensure any officer disrupting the food supply chain is arrested and punished. If we can implement some of these things, we will be saving millions of citizens from hunger, starvation, and also helping farmers avoid post-harvest and financial losses.